Have you ever found yourself driving down a road that transported you to another time and place? We've got a few of those roads in Montgomery County. Let's tour some of them. Sugarland Road got its name from the groves of sugar maples that used to be plentiful here. Today, connecting Seneca Creek to Dawsonville, this road offers glimpses of our history as well as beautiful views. West Terrace Road was probably constructed in the mid-1800s and led from Barnesville to Frederick. Today it is still unpaved, passing through working farms and over the Little Monocacy River by way of this 7-ton pipe railing bridge. West Old Baltimore Road is probably one of the oldest roads in Montgomery County. Dating back to the early 1700s, it connects Barnesville to Clarksburg. A section of this road is still unpaved, which is where we find one of the only remaining fords in Montgomery County. Each of these roads are designated a rustic road, part of a county program which was approved and adopted in 1997. Leslie Cronin served on the 1990 task force that was charged by then County Executive Neil Potter to define and identify rustic roads.
Rustic roads are generally narrow, no white or yellow dividing line going down the middle of them. They generally have a lot of ups and downs, they generally have a lot of curves in them. They talk a lot in the program about the viewscape or whatever. Generally speaking, when you're driving down a rustic road, what you're looking at is pleasing to the eye. It's rural in character.
More than 65 roads are designated as rustic, which means care must be taken to maintain the rural character of these roads. Most of them can be found in the northern and western parts of this county, in and around the area we call the Agricultural Reserve. Elizabeth Tolbert, mayor of Barnesville, has lived in her home on Barnesville Road nearly all her life.
It has, I think, all the adjectives that need to go along with a rural rustic road. There's open space, there are trees, here's a little community, and we're a little more than a quarter of a square mile, and you keep right on going. First you'll see the Baptist church, and then that's the Catholic church is ringing at the bell at noon, and you look, particularly if you look over to your right, you'll see some lovely farms, and that are active working horse farms.
Not all the roads are in the Agricultural Reserve. Bachelors Forest Road is an interim rustic road that intersects Georgia Avenue south of Olney. This 17th century home was one of the first along the road. Today, Leslie Cronin lives here.
Vegetatively, there are some wonderful trees along the road. There are 2 streams that you cross, narrow bridges. There are a lot of what I think makes this a rustic road is sort of what goes, so to speak, behind the road. And that is, again, the way people live. We have a lot of ponds on the road, a lot of wildlife, geese, foxes, deer, all over the place. We have a herd of about 30 deer in our backyard. And we see these things all the time, So we think that we're living rurally.
Preserving these roads for future generations will ensure that people in Montgomery County can experience what it was like to be out in the country.
It's not all blacktop, it's not all concrete, and the people that live out here like it that way. The air's different. It just smells different. And in the spring we get manure smells, and maybe some of the city people don't like that, but that's part of living in the country.